Guess what, folks? I am not the only one today. Oh my God, we have our other co host, RPGs, in the house.
Yeah, what is that? Let's get some Hulk Hogan action going on. And
Oh my
listen,
God.
if you're like my grandmother who said to me with a straight face, and this is an honest, good-hearted woman, she said, Ryan, if Tom Selleck ever came in here, I would leave your grandpa for Tom Selleck. So I am rocking the Tom Selleck chest open Hawaii apparel for my grandmother, who was the best.
That's awesome, dude. You got an
Yes,
awesome
sir.
grandma.
Oh man, she had good taste in men, let me tell you.
I don't
And
think there's a
everybody,
I don't think there's a wife anywhere that wouldn't leave her husband for Tom Selleck.
come on, that's the original mustache ride. Am I
Right?
wrong? Am
There
I
you
wrong?
go.
You know?
So, buddy, good to
Yes,
have
sir.
you on finally. Oh my gosh.
Let me give the audience a little bit of history, okay? John Gaston is an amazing man because for a very long time I hadn't quite organized my life. I got 4 kids. I became Mr. Mom. I kind of lost myself. I fell off Expedition Bigfoot, got depressed, like had to deal with all these things. He never gave up on me. He has been pursuing me for years. Hey, are you ready? Are you ready? And I always wanted to, but I wasn't ready. And I'm finally ready. So this is a public apology to John Gaston for
Oh,
taking
please.
so damn long to get my act together. But I will tell you this, people, I am here, I am ready, and I cannot wait to show you guys what we're going to do, which is let's break down this evidence. Let's find out, in this age of misinformation, we need a show that you can turn to and go, okay, is that real or is that fake? Is that fantastic or is it fake? And John is a tech shaman, as you know, and he's an amazing, 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 amazing man. So anyway, that's it. That's all my brown nosing for
Well,
now. So
okay,
no more of that.
we can just turn the show off now because that's all that to me that was just
Yeah, yeah.
so yeah, very, very, very good. Very, very good. All right. So as I do with everybody, I gotta come up, it's kind of funny. I got to come up with a nickname for you, though. I know you got RPG. I know you got that, but
How do you
I
beat
mean,
that?
that's perfect actually. But
Well, don't
just
force it.
like,
Don't force it. Don't force it. I'll slip
no,
up.
it'll happen because just like Harley came on, and now Harley is known as Harley Owens Butterpickle.
Yes, he is. That's a
So
genius one, by
that
the way.
poor guy. I mean, he's like, I wish I'd have never met that guy, and it's kind of stuck with him, which is kind of nice, you know.
Oh, it's the best. It's the
So
best. It,
yeah, yeah. So anyway, so I want everybody at home because your journey, and I'm not just talking about Expedition Bigfoot. I'm
yeah.
talking about your whole journey has
Yes.
been freaking amazing.
Oh,
Um,
thank you.
and that's look, hey, look, just what do they say? Opinions are like assholes. Everybody's got one, right? And I am the biggest asshole walking, if you know, right? So,
Yeah.
but I want you to tell everybody at home the journey before
Mm.
expedition because it really did. You already had stuff going. It's not like you were just some actor on a call sheet that said, "Hey, can I be a part of your show?" Because I think I'm
Yep.
cool enough and blah blah blah. You literally had good life experience and experiences for this. So I'm going to let you tell everybody at home exactly how and why and when you got into this bad boy.
Yeah. So I was a military brat. So for those of us that grew up with some member of our family in the military, you understand, man. Laurel, this past weekend, John and I were at the West Virginia Bigfoot Festival, which was fantastic. Totally recommend it. Bring an AC unit. She recommended this book to me called The Third Culture Kid. So right now I'm speaking from the heart, from the mind, from the gut to every military brat or people that grew up moving. Okay, because when you move, here's the deal. Doesn't matter how smart you are, how good you are at sports, how handsome you are, how amazing your personality is, you're the lowest dude on the totem pole. You get picked on, beat up, chased, spit at by everybody. So I spent a lot of time. We did 2-year stints, right? So for the first 6 months or so, I basically spent it alone. My mom was a librarian, so I read a lot of books, but I also spent a lot of time in the woods, and I spent a lot of time trying to figure out how do I make friends? How do I be cool? When you're a kid, it's all about being cool. And I did a lot. Luckily, almost everywhere you go, there's haunted houses and haunted buildings. So after soccer practice, I'd be stuck there with a few kids because the parents are running late because people have to work so damn hard in this country. Hopefully we're changing that, by the way. And they'd be like, yeah, nobody goes in that house. That's scary as shit. And I'd be like, I'll go. And at first I did it literally just to make friends. And then when I started going in, it scared me to death. I'll be honest. I grew up with aunts and uncles. I grew up in a haunted house, my grandmother's haunted house, where they're like, that upstairs bedroom, there's a sea captain that comes in and stares at you with a pipe, so good luck in there. And then guess which bedroom they put me in? The sea captain bedroom. And then I'm supposed to go to bed, and that's back in the day where if you didn't go to bed, they beat your ass. You know what I mean? Not like nowadays, we're like, oh, what do you want? Right. So no soft serve. Everybody was Spartan. So anyway, I would go into these haunted houses, and I began addicted kind of to the fear, because what does it do? It gives you a rush. You get this adrenaline pump. And when you come out and you realize that nothing happened, if you do that enough, you get this Scooby-Doo moment where you realize, it's always an angry white man. No, that it's you. It's in your head, right? It's always in your head. So I started to realize that I am my worst enemy. I am the scariest thing in the haunted building. And long story short, that kept me going. I was coming home from Maine one time because dad was stationed in Bath, Maine. This is when he went from Air Force to Coast Guard. And mom's like, I'm never going to move to Maine. I don't want to move to Maine. I don't want to do it. And then we moved to Maine. She's like, I'm never moving away from Maine. Maine's the greatest. Why are we moving, right? But it's military, so you got to. And as we were coming home, I saw what I didn't know at the time. I thought it was a billboard at first. It was this giant silhouetted thing standing, just watching the freeway, watching the energy race by, watching the beauty of this big screen natural TV. And I thought billboard, and then I thought, oh, it must be a bear or something. And then it turned just as we were going out of view, and this is before seatbelts. Don't tell my mom I said this, but I'm like, I mean, there were seatbelts, but
right,
wasn't enforced as much as it was, right? So it turned and walked back into the woods. And I was like, Mom, oh my God, look at that. And of course, wild imagination, I've always been super high energy. Some people say ADHD, whatever.
Right.
You call me whatever you want. But at the end of the day, I'm passionate, I'm driven, and I'm hyper focused when I want to be. So it went in, didn't think anything of it. Just, I'm a crazy person that saw something. And then my mom finally brought me this book home because, like I said, my world, my fear world, I almost call it, that I was exploring, because it gave me this amazing rush, and it was unique, right? We all want to be unique, right? So I was unique. She finally brought me this Reader's Digest book, and there was this silhouetted Bigfoot. And when I saw that, OMG, I knew what I saw. I knew. And this is before I knew the shoulders, and bears have sloping shoulders, and the ears. And before I knew all the details, I just knew what I saw. I trusted it in my gut. For those of you who don't know, the gut is one of the first things to develop when you were born, right? And you actually have brain cells in there. So when people say trust your gut,
right,
our culture traps us up here. That's why it's so easy to manipulate so many people. And if you're lucky, you can get down into your heart, which begins to tell you truth. I would almost say it's like 50-50, but you're still easily persuaded. When you get to your gut, you just know. That's why my mom called the beach twice growing up with my brother, and it was the 2 times that he almost drowned, and she called up, is he okay? What is that? And we can geek out on that more if you want, but what is that? That's your gut. That's this communication between us that, anyway, let's just forget about it and go back to what the Kardashians are doing. Anyway, so as we did that, I eventually, I was supposed to play pro soccer or do something with soccer in my life. I was really, really, really good at it. And I busted my knee and I lost my way. Mentorship is so key. For those of you looking out there, what's your next step? Find a good mentor. Don't worry about a school. Get online. Online is an amazing resource. Find someone like a John Gaston. Find someone even like me as I'm getting there, like, you're into Bigfoot? Okay, reach out and pursue them. Because what you'll find is if you're truly passionate, you'll never give up. And the person you're pursuing will eventually be like, they're worthy. They want this. They want it even more than I do. So long story short, I just kept doing it. My brother and I put a show together called Monster Brothers. And if if you ever get a chance and you have a 6-pack of beer, go on YouTube, look up Monster Brothers, and put in Josh Golembeske. He's my director brother. He's amazing. He's in MUFON. He's someone with the sphere right now that landed in Colombia, that is now in Mexico. He's on the front line of that. He's the next UFO superstar. But look that up and enjoy it, because that's us. In 2008, we went looking for the great New England sea serpent, and let me tell you, yeah, we found something really
Did you
bizarre.
really?
Which, dude, it was amazing. We have no idea. I mean, we don't know what it was.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's super crazy. So we did that. I'm trying to expect this, even though it's kind of all fun.
Right.
And so, if you remember Spike TV, remember girls jumping on trampolines as the
Dude.
segue in between things?
Yes.
How do you forget that, right? They were really interested in us, and they asked us to do pickups. So, if those of you interested in the industry, if you court them and they see your demo or they see your trailer and they get your pitch package, and they're like, okay, we want to see some more. So we're like, well, who do we bring in the space? Who's us? Who's not just like standing there shooting blue steel at people, like, just taking this so serious? Yeah, it's like when we go bigfooting, you can never go left. Right, and that's what the industry does. The industry can never go left because they think the only way people are going to take it serious is if they're overly serious. But I've never been on a ghost hunt, a Bigfoot hunt, a sea monster hunt where we're not having a great time, right? So anyway, we wanted to show the truth, which is what's amazing about the show we're doing now. The truth will set you free. The truth is all that matters.
Yes.
And so we found James Bobo Fay. And this is before he was famous. And he came out and shot, dude, the Bobes. If you don't know the Bobe, listen, when you meet someone who is a giant and literally could fight a squatch, he could actually fight a squatch and stand a chance for like 3 seconds.
Yep.
That is James Bobo Fay, one of the smartest, most loving, most intellectual, funny, amazing people I've ever met. He's my big bro, one of my bestest. And we went out and we partied with him. And I'll be real with this audience. Like, we partied. And we partied to the point where the next day, my brother is projectile vomiting, and I'm pretending to hump him from behind, giving them things, right?
Serious partying.
Dude, we went, but I'll also be honest, that's the hardest we ever partied, right? Because we were the Bobes and with the Yammers, and Bobes even said to us, he's like, let's go to the woods. Let's make ourselves the most interesting thing possible. We're on a migrational route of the Bigfoot through California, and let's just have a blast. Dude, we brought out girls. We had girls dancing. We were playing music. It was everything fun under the sun that you could do to draw the attention from the woods. Now, we didn't get any action, but we had the time of our life.
Wrong kind of action, folks.
Right. But what we did do, and here is advice that no one's going to tell you because they're afraid to say these things to you. If you party hard with someone but still manage to get the job done, you're bonded for life. You're bonded for life. He called me up the next day and said, absolutely right. I've never worked so hard and I've never partied so hard at the same time. I love you, bro. Click, right? So that was it. Cut to 6 months, a year. I don't know what it was later. Our show didn't go, and that was a real bummer. That's the first time I felt like I let my family down, let my brother down. Like I'm his older brother. I want to be his role model. And so then Bobo calls me up and he goes, dude, obviously finding Bigfoot, made it. And he goes, man, this is a grind. Everyone's at each other's throats. We need you on this RPG. We need your positivity. We need your energy. Can you come work? And now here's what's beautiful about life. I had just sold a show to MTV called Exiled, where we took spoiled American teenagers from my Super Sweet 16, and we had them go live with indigenous kids around the world. Because I don't believe in bad children. I believe in bad parenting and your culture as a bad parent. And within 24 hours, every one of those kids I wasn't going to go to schools for poor people. I'll never make breakfast. I wanted a black BMW, and you got me a red one, you son of a bitch. They broke down, which is great TV, and they asked, what do I do? You know what that tells me, or told us? That told us that every single person wants to know how they belong, and we've lost our rites of passage, which is what tells our children what comes next and has them stand proudly before their community and deliver. So anyway, that's a sidebar. So I just come from, and I didn't go to school for this shit. You want to know? I'm passionate. If you've got true grit, you can do anything. Don't let anyone, including yourself, tell you any different.
Amen.
And amen, right? So I come to California thinking, well, I'm the man, right? Like I built my own show, directed, produced, like everything. And so I'm top of the mountain, first at bat, grand slam, first at bat. I go out to Hollywood. You know what Hollywood does to me? It goes, can you open your throat? I'm going to shit down it right now because I don't like you for that. You didn't earn your stripes.
Yeah.
And
you did it without them.
I did it without them.
That's what really pisses them off the most.
Dude, they don't like that. So, but hey, you know what's great with the advent of YouTube and the online space? You don't need them. John is testament to that. John's got his own network. John's a true success in a space that they're never going to broadcast that on the legacy media. They're never going to let you know. that
Oh
you can
no.
do that. But it's hard to deny it now, right? Like
Yep.
Mr. Beast and any of these other influencers that are making more money than movie stars,
Right.
politicians,
Right.
rock stars will
Exactly.
ever make. So anyway, yeah, we I don't even know where I was. That pisses me off. Like that where was I?
Well,
Uh,
just got to Hollywood and they pooped all over you.
oh yeah, they pooped down my throat. So I started at the bottom. So imagine going from a showrunner, show creator,
Yep.
director, writer, everything. And they said, okay, we'll hire you. I was like, great. And I came in to be the showrunner, to be the guy that makes a show. And they said, you can be a PA, which is a production assistant.
Assistant.
Literally, go get me coffee, you noob.
You weren't even. They
And
didn't even put you on as a best boy or a grip or it's PA.
nothing. Nothing. And so here's what life is going to do to you. Life is going to knock you down. Even when you're at the very top, it's going to hit you with a curveball you didn't see coming. And your job, if you truly love what you do and you
Yep.
truly want, is to go, okay, you ain't stopping me. And I slowly worked my way up on that show all the way till we got to the final episode, which is my favorite episode. You may remember the 100th episode of Finding Bigfoot. And I produced that up in the mountains. You know, this is like the greatest Northern California, you know, the Roger Patterson film. Like, come on. And Bluff Creek. Anyway, and I also put on a festival at the same time. So it was really
Damn,
like for
dude.
anyone that puts on a festival, it was a double whammy. And I give
Yeah.
great credit to everyone I worked
Right.
with,
Right.
honestly. But anyway, we put that on. So I rose up. And then that, because of never burn bridges too, man, build bridges. Everyone you meet is fighting some kind of battle. Be sweet to them, be kind to them, help them as much as you can, and be honest about what you can deliver.
Yep.
And that got me the opportunity to be on Expedition Bigfoot. And unfortunately, first time in my life ever, because I am a version of Indiana Jones. I was brought up as a military brat. I travel. I love the harder the mission, the harder it gets, the better I get.
Yeah.
The more I rise up. And anyway, and I got sick and I fell out. And that was the second time where I felt like I disappointed my family. First was brother, second was love of my life and my baby boy, you know, at the time.
Oh
And
yeah.
yeah,
That's right. You
that
got
was
one.
now I got four, right? Because
You
what do
got
you do
four.
when you're sad and depressed? You know, you
Yeah. Yeah.
breed. Like that's the recipe. But anyway, but I never gave up. I
Yep.
never gave up. I came to Florida. I teamed up with downtown Stacy Brown and James Brost and Squatchy Scotchgate, Josh Watson and a few others and Joey Badea, and they kept me in the game long enough to never give up. And now here we are, and here I am with John Gaston, who I met, who courted me for 2 years, but I was sad and lost and pissed and all the things you get, right? PTSD, and but it's over. It's over now. I'm back. I got my body back. I got my mind back. Got my soul, and my gut is firing. I'm manifesting my dream life, and that's it. Sorry, that took like what 45 minutes. The show's almost
No,
over.
you're good. No, no, dude. Yeah. So you know what we have for the last 2 years we're always at the same events.
Hmm.
We're always doing Bigfoot stuff together, and then
Yep.
so we were just up in West Virginia, right?
Sutton. Yep.
Yeah, up in Sutton, and we were doing these little one-offs, right? Like little interviews
Yep.
with everybody. So let's show them the one that we just got through. And I picked this one because everybody's gonna know who he is. Some
Yep.
people say that this guy is the reason that you weren't on Expedition Bigfoot anymore. But what people don't understand is you got deathly ill.
Yes.
And so they
Yep.
threw a ringer in there, and then it just went from there, and it sucked. But because we all loved you from the get go, I'm like, this dude's man's man. It's all good. But let's play this real quick, all right?
All right, RPG here with ParaGeeks, your golden source for evidence analysis. And I'm here with the man himself.
How you doing, baby?
The very handsome, very intelligent, hard-working Ronnie LeBlanc. So, Ronnie, you've gathered so much information. You just blew my mind with the Phoenix and the lights flying over. Do you have any, and if you could just give us the abridged version of a story, any
Sure.
evidence that you would love us to check out and confirm whether it is real or fake?
Yeah. Well, one thing that, if you remember Mike Patterson,
Oh, yeah.
Sasquatch Ontario, was talking about how he recorded Bigfoot talking to him.
Yep.
And he also was saying he was getting these marbles. So I reached out to him because I was curious and, kind of wasn't really buying his story initially.
Has he lost his marbles?
Right. That's what my wife said.
Smart woman.
So I said, what do I need to do? And he goes, you need to go out in the forest by yourself, project with your thoughts that you want to receive these gifts, and specifically marbles. So I said, all right. So I did that. And a couple of days later, I'm out mulching the front of my house, right?
Weedscape.
I'm mulching, and I had it all cleared out, and I came, so there was nothing on it. I was getting ready to mulch.
Yep.
I came to the garage a few feet away, and I took a water. I was in the shade, beautiful day like today, and I just had that moment of gratitude where I was like, this is great. You know, just that in the moment, you really appreciate that.
One with the universe.
Yes. And it was just a matter of 6-7 seconds. Down the water, I start walking back to the mound, and here I see a marble sitting on the dirt. And I'm like, no freaking way. And I'm looking around. I didn't tell anybody about this. So I grabbed this thing, and I'm looking at it, and it's kind of like the tiger eye kind of one.
Yeah.
So I note the time. I put it in my pocket. I go inside, and I'm looking at the colors, and I put it behind a book. Yeah. And I'm like, all right, I'll look at this after, right? And go back and mulch. Because I wasn't accepting what was happening.
He had a job to do, and the missus would have been pissed if he didn't finish it.
Yes. So finished mulching, whatever. And then it kind of like slipped my mind. Yeah. The next morning, I go, oh, the marble. I pull the book, I grab the marble, and it has changed color. And I'm like, what the hell? And I talk about this in the book.
Yeah.
So then a couple hours later, I get a phone call from my dad. Hey, I need you to help me move a bureau. Can you come over? You have time to do it right now? Sure. He opens up the garage. I pull up. He's walking ahead of me, and he opens the door, and he goes, whoa, watch out. There's a marble. I don't know where that came from. And I just stopped dead in my tracks, and I approach, and I see this blue marble in the center of like the mat and the door, like wedged perfectly right in the center. I didn't say anything. I just put it in my pocket and just kind of kept going, helped him move the bureau, and then hung up for a little bit and head back. So I'm like, what is going on? I tell my wife, and she said the same thing. You're losing your marbles.
You are losing, but you're finding them,
right.
So you're getting them back.
So then we have a couple days later, her sister's over, and we were having a little cookout in the backyard. And we're talking, and all of a sudden I hear, Ronnie! And I turn, and she points down, and there's an orange marble sitting on the dirt. She goes, that was not there a second ago. I looked back, and a marble just appeared. And I'm like, what the heck? I grab it, put it in my pocket. The next morning, I call Mike, and I go, Mike, and he just starts laughing. I didn't say a word. He goes, you getting them? I'm like, yes. I'm like, what is going on? He just, isn't it awesome? And I haven't asked for any more since. Yeah. But getting those 3 was enough because we didn't buy marbles for our kids. We didn't have them around the house. Yep. This just started coming, and that was that element where I was like, "Whoa, this is like there's something going on here, multi-level." You talk about
quantum,
dimension,
yeah,
and getting these things just appearing and materializing. Yep. And Mike's like, "Yeah, I have a whole mason jar of these marbles on my mantle that I'm getting from them."
So what? How do we analyze that? Have you checked it for radiation?
I haven't. I have. No, I have them. I was kind of like, they're normal marbles to me. You know what I mean? So I'm like, yeah. Where are these coming from? I don't understand this. And then I would hear other people were getting gifted as well. They would leave stuff, but then to have these things almost materialize.
Well, they are, yeah.
Like, where are they coming from?
Unless the crows are dropping them off when you're not paying attention, swoop in, drop, swoop out.
It was just the timing of it, the fact that I was
behind the book, and the change of color, which I find really bizarre.
It literally changed. Like, it wasn't the same. It was like, if I remember correctly, it was like white and green or something, and then the next day it was red and something. I was like, what? This isn't the same marble. Like, it changed, and it was behind the book. Nobody knew it was there.
Could we get a marble and analyze it? Can we even analyze marbles? So we can? Could we do it? We will return it to you?
Yeah,
everything?
Absolutely.
And on top of that, I'm going to now ask for a gift and see if I start getting marbles.
Let's do another experiment. I'll do the same thing back home. When I get home, and we'll do this.
We'll both say, I'll say, and what did you say exactly? Just so everyone knows.
Was out by myself in the woods, and I just projected with my thoughts, communicating to Sasquatch, saying that I would like a gift, and if you could send me some marbles.
Specific, too, so they know exactly what to say.
So you say, this is what I want. And sure as hell, they started showing up. It really, it flipped my mind. It really blew me away. But let's do another experiment. I'll send those to you, and let's see if we can do it at the same time.
Ronnie LeBlanc and I are going to do the marble experiment. I'm RPG with ParaGeeks. Keep it weird, people. Keep it weird.
That was awesome.
Yeah, that's my brother from another mother, and there's a reason they didn't bring me back, because he rocked it. He rocked it.
You know, I said this. I think I've said this once before. I think if they would have kept you both on that show, the others would have been completely forgotten about. As beautiful as Maria is, I'm telling you, two guys is not a bad thing, and they get it going. So, you know, so we got about a little less than 3 minutes. Let's tell everybody at home where we're going with ParaGeeks, because I mean, I've explained it 100 times, and I think they're tired of hearing me go, oh, okay, it's just John going blah 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 again. So let's let everybody know what we're trying to do.
Yeah. It's like I had mentioned before in my rambling speech. We live in an age of misinformation. What's real? What's fake? And I think in a time where misinformation is so big, the truth resonates even louder, and it's even more paramount that we have a show like ParaGeeks where we do evidence analysis. And listen, it's not just a super passionate person like myself in the space. We need a tech shaman, which he's got a nickname, I don't, whatever. But we need someone that can take the evidence, whether it's video, audio, photograph, whatever, marbles, and we can begin to break it down and see the layers and actually go, okay, this has not been messed with in any way. So what we have is something that is genuine and very curious, right?
Yeah.
Or here's why it's fake. So just keep in mind, reach out to us, send us your stuff, but make sure that you're pursuing truth, because if you're not, we are going to break your beautiful black heart. That's all I can say.
Yeah, unfortunately, and I've experienced that firsthand, and I really felt bad. So. We kept asking the lady, are you sure you want to know? Are you really? Oh, absolutely. I have to know. And I'm like, okay.
But we have a bigger mission, John, and that mission is truth. We need to weed all that out. So when people stand their ground online and present information to their followers, to the people watching them, they can stand strong in that.
Yeah.
We are the new gold standard, and we would like anyone else that's attempting to bring the truth, focus on the truth, and create a gold standard. We would love to collaborate with you as well, bring you on as an expert. This is a team effort. We are a community, and the sooner we all start working together, the faster we get to the truth.
Exactly. And by, I think in 2 weeks, maybe 3, we're gonna have a new site for ParaGeeks. But you can still go to parageekstv.com. We're actually gonna have swag. We're gonna have a place for you to upload your footage and say, hey, we want to come on and talk about what's going on. We're going to do all of that. So we want to make sure that everybody understands that. So it's parageekstv.com for right now. And of course we're on area52tv.com. That's the main sponsor of this show. So next week we got Marianne Zeibel, or is it Zeibel? Zeibel. Right? She's coming on, and we're going to talk to her about, we saw her in West Virginia, but she's got her own thing coming October 4th in 2025 up in the Ozarks, which is going to be freaking awesome. So with that being said, everybody stay cool. Go get out in the woods. I don't care if you just get out and walk. Just get out in the woods, and you're going to have a great time. And we'll see everybody next week on ParaGeeks.